years ago, I lost everything in the stock market and only had $212 left in my bank. So I decided to get into wholesaling real estate with literally nothing in my pocket. I cold called for 4 months straight, 8 hours a day, and made absolutely $0. Then something clicked, and month 5 through month 10, I made over $120,000. Just last month, my company did $83,000, and we're consistently hitting anywhere from $80,000 to $120,000 a month wholesaling real estate. So in the next 10 to 15 minutes, I'm gonna teach you the best advice that I ever possibly learned that actually made it possible. So you know what to do, and more importantly, know what not to do when trying to hit 10, 20, 30K, or even 100K plus months. So let's get into it. Something you need to accept is you're gonna work like hell before you even receive a dime. It's not easy, especially if you have no money. You're gonna get hung up on, cursed out, you're gonna be told to shut the hell up, you're gonna be called a scammer because you're cold calling. And at the start, you should kind of cold call because you need to get reps on the phone with sellers. But if you really expect to close deals, you shouldn't be talking to people who aren't interested in selling their property. And when I first started, I literally had no option but to cold call. And that's kind of how I ended up doing 4 months straight of 8 hours a day and making literally no money. And that's honestly why most people quit when they first start, because they don't see any traction, they don't see any momentum, they don't see enough results to even justify it to keep trying. Most people never even get a lead because every person they talk to is just like, I don't even want to sell my house. Beep. Once I stopped trying to convince people to sell their house and instead just started to listen to people who actually needed help, that's when everything changed for me. And then the deals just started pouring in because I learned how to actually listen and sell. The next one is the market does not care about your feelings. You're going to set appointments and they're going to no-show and they're going to waste like 60% of your time. Especially if you do virtual wholesale like we do. We never go to properties, but when you hop on the phone with these people, sometimes they won't even answer. You have to catch them at the right place and the right time, and it's really important that you treat every lead with respect and try to close them on that first call. You're going to send thousands upon thousands of texts too that get ignored, and you're going to call thousands upon thousands of people who will never even answer. But for us, we call them like 50 times within the first 2 weeks, and if they don't answer any of those, we burn them, and then we call them once per month after that. But those dead leads still have value a lot of the times because we can either convert them when they're actually ready to sell, or if the lead is like asking too much money, we'll just sell it to a realtor for like anywhere from 50 to 200 bucks. But remember this too, while you're taking a break, your competition is going to still keep calling. So you need to always be dialed in. You need to always be thinking about how you can generate revenue, and you need to be figuring out more ways to get creative and literally treat each lead with respect, because every person you talk to is a person that may sell their home. You need to be the person that they want to come to when it's time. And especially as a beginner, for sell by owner with $0 marketing budget is way better than spending $10K a month on marketing. I wasted $157,000 learning this key principle. You don't have to go out spending tens of thousands of dollars a month on marketing. It just doesn't make sense, because when you're new, the biggest priority is just getting cash. Like your first focus needs to be getting cash. Then you can worry about how you're going to invest and scale later. Every day, go through Zillow for sell by owner, Craigslist, and Facebook Marketplace and make it a goal to call 50 new people a day and 25 follow-ups of like your kind of hottest leads. You don't have to do any skip tracing on these because they literally list the phone number in the description and they're already saying, hey, I'm motivated to sell. So at that point, all you're doing is just trying to negotiate a price. This strategy alone, we've done multiple six figures in, and dead serious, we spent $0 in marketing. And guys, something you need to understand as well is it's not the ugliest houses that make the prettiest profits. It's the ugliest situations, because a lot of times there's going to be probate, there's going to be heirs, there's going to be people you're talking to, there's going to be freaking tax delinquencies, there's going to be liens, there's going to be judgments, there's going to be encumbrances, there's going to be everything. And if you can be the best problem solver, you'll be able to get fat spreads. By the way, if you want a direct one-on-one with either me or my executives, we'll actually break down your entire business, fix your bottlenecks, and teach you how to scale on a free strategy call. You can book a call with us in the link down in the description. But anyway, getting back into it, you're going to find out that most wholesalers stay broke or are never successful because they're just simply weak. I was a super nice guy at first. I'd let people back out of contracts. I would literally let the seller run all over me, and I lost over $300,000 just because I thought I was being nice. In fact, we actually push away the majority of our leads. We're like, hey, you really don't need us. We want them to chase us. It's just like the game with like you're with a woman, right? Or if you're a woman watching this, if you're like looking for a significant other and you're like putting pressure on them all the time, like, he's needy. But if you're like, hey, honestly, that might even be a better fit for you. Like, well, why not? I want to work with you, right? It's literally the same thing. Also, here's a key principle one of my richest buddies taught me. It's hell yes, yes, or hang up the phone. Honestly, if you have to stay on the phone for 3 hours, who cares? Get that person to sign, get that person to agree, and get that property under contract. If they give you 10 no's, but don't hang up the phone, who cares? Stay on that phone until that phone is hung up by them or you get a signed contract. That also kind of attests to why our average deal size is $29,788.60 as compared to like the industry average, which is like $12,500. The difference is we're expert negotiators, and I have a backbone now. Also, by the way, if a seller says, I need to think about it, it's cap. It's just a smoke screen. Don't fucking believe it. Figure out the true issue and then go attack it. I'll give you an example. Seller, I totally understand. Honestly, if I were you, I'd want to think about it too. Let's see, I can, 1 o'clock. Okay, I can squeeze you in for like a 30-minute call at 1 o'clock. That way you have enough time to think about it. Does that work for you? Yeah, that works. That works, JT. It'll work. Okay, awesome. So I've got you down for 1:30. Just so I know and I can be more prepared for our next call, what questions do you think may arise, while you're thinking about it, just so I can be more prepared? Oh, well, I just want to make sure this is the right price. So it's really like price you're most concerned about. Yeah. And now guess what? I'm back into objection handling. The next thing is you have to invest in education. Every 6 and 7-figure wholesalers have mentors, coaches, and mastermind groups that they're a part of. When I was making $0 a month, I invested $5,000 into a mastermind that I couldn't even afford. But as you can see, that mastermind catapulted me to $120,000 in 5 months. And if you're curious, last month, I spent $50,000 in education, mentors, masterminds, and coaching because I want to grow. YouTube gives theory, and honestly, that's why I give you all this information for free. Because even if I gave you everything that I know, there's such a big learning curve in being able to execute it properly that you probably will never be able to compete with me. But if you find a good mentor, they'll actually give you the implementation. They will ensure your success by helping you skip the learning curve. So basically, you'll either pay more in money or time. That choice is up to you. When I had no money, I said, I'll just figure it out. It takes time. But I became more poor and poorer and poorer and poorer until I got so poor that I'm like, holy shit, I have to figure this out right now or else I'm literally gonna never be able to get out of this hole. So that's when I invested into coaching, masterminds, and mentorships, and I was able to skyrocket from there. Imagine I hadn't spent the first 4 months trying to figure it out all myself. I could have probably made another $100,000 and not been left with sleepless nights and all that stress because I was too afraid to invest in myself. Another thing people get lost in is like, they think they need a ton of leads before they even have systems. My first 50K month almost bankrupted me. I bought so many leads, I had no follow-up process, no team, no backend, no dispo process, and I put so much shit under contract, but everything fell apart. I didn't have a CRM, which meant I had no follow-up routine. I had no one to help with admin, and I was just getting properties under contract and not selling them. I had 16 houses under contract at once one time, and only 2 of them closed because I couldn't dispo all of them at once. I was drowning, and so will you if you do the same thing, because more leads won't fix bad systems. Build a simple structure first. Scale it until it breaks, fix the system again, scale it till it breaks, fix the system again, scale it till it breaks, fix the system again, scale it till it breaks, and so on and so forth. Not the other way around. Don't scale, I don't have a system, gotta fix it, now I'm back at 0, now I try to scale again. Nope, you can't keep starting over at 0. Build a base, push to the next story, then build more support as you go to the next story, then build more support as you go to the next story. You can't scale without systems. Honestly, that is the brutal reality of wholesaling real estate. It's hard work, a lot of calls, and being told to fuck off by sellers every day. If you're serious about moving through this and want help to avoid the mistakes that lost me over $300,000 and months of my time, I am offering a completely free strategy call where we'll figure out exactly what's holding you back, look at your market, look at your situation, then give you a game plan that I would use if I was in your shoes to be able to scale from 0 to 30K a month within 90 days. So if that sounds interesting, go ahead and book a call with the link in the description. If you like this video, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.